Let's start with the triple threat tag for the Raw tag titles with RK Bro defending against Street Profits and Alpha Academy.
Do you know what I think? Alpha Academy.
Okay.
Yep.
Even though I'd have loved to have seen Orton against Riddle, RK Bro is still massively over.
I think you've got to keep them together whilst they're still so entertaining. But I think what a moment for Alpha Academy. For Gable and Otis, man. I think that's cool. I think we do it.
They are teasing Street Profits heel. They did when RK Bro won the tag titles from Alpha Academy and their match with Kevin Owens and Seth frickin' Rollins.
Seth. Oh, God, I'm not doing it. No. It's outstayed its welcome.
But during that match, Orton did an RKO from a moonsault from Chad Gable, which could have been easily done at Mania. But obviously, with more fans, it could.
We'll see what happens. Oh, I'm saying Alpha Academy.
I was saying Street Profits. So once again, watch the team with the person we didn't talk about.
Exactly, I know.
Now this one I'm looking forward to, but I'm not sure why. Omas against Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Omas wins it, but I really I prefer Lashley. But if they are going to put stock into Omas, he should win. Because
before it was Bobby Lashley, there was talk about Gable Stevens coming in and squashing Omas.
Well, this is what I mean. It depends what you want to do now with Omas. Like, if they're going to focus on pushing him as a big monster, he kind of has to beat Lashley.
Yeah.
And, excuse me, and it probably needs to be a squash.
It kind of does, but I love Bobby Lashley and what he's done.
I love Lashley.
Since he's come back.
If that's the way the booking's going to be, I think that's how it should go.
And we don't know how good he is because he's just come back from injury, and we don't know if he's 100% or not. So we don't really know how much of Bobby Lashley they could do. But I must have looked so.
It'll be interesting to see how Lashley can sort of, I don't want to say carry Omos through it, but you know, you hear all the stories about Omos, but I want the best for him. He's very unique.
Oh yeah, they got no
very
unique.
Like him. It'd be awesome to see him actually, do really well here. But it depends what they want to do with him in the future, because they tend to sort of give up sometimes on these little guys and they turn them into comedy acts.
Thank God they never did it with John Gonzalez, because they got rid of him since they did.
Well, there you go.
But yeah, Omos is going to win. But
Omos squash match. That's what's going to happen. What's next?
We'll go for the Fatal 4-Way for the women's tag title match.
Okay.
Princess Selena and Carmella against Sasha Banks and Naomi versus Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan against Natalya and Shayna Baszler.
Do you know what? I've been thinking it's going to be Banks and Naomi, but I really am on the edge between them and Ripley and Morgan. But there's also a part of me that thinks retain.
Well, once again, they're doing this.
Teasing the breakup.
Teasing the breakup, even though they've won the title
very recently. Yeah. But then that's what I mean. Like, if you're going to tease a breakup, do it soon, I guess.
Because the funny thing is, Sasha Banks has not won at Mania yet, which is weird to say.
That is mad, but then do you have her first win in a tag? I'm not saying it taints it, but it's just...
But it seems like everyone wants...
It feels like that's a good booking angle to go into for a one-on-one.
It seems like more people want Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley to win.
I think they're a more interesting fit.
Yeah.
And together. I think it's... Because what's the tag name? It's like... Living Nightmare or something, isn't it? Is that what it was?
Living Brutality?
Is it?
Something like
I thought it was like a nightmare or something.
I don't know.
Like, I don't know, like an American Nightmare or something. Who? Oh, we've already done him now. Coldest show. I don't know. I've got to make a decision, but I'm going to make a decision depending on what you're going to go for, so I can make sure mine's definitely different.
I'm going to go for Morgan and Ripley.
Oh, bollocks! That's what I wanted.
But I do want Banks to get her moment and win, but I don't think it's the right match.
I can't. I've got to go. I don't want to do this and then just for the sake of doing it. I'm going to go Rhea and Liv.
Fair enough.
Because Liv Morgan, it's not that long ago. I mean, I picked her for the Chamber. It's not that long ago she was a, credible threat for Raw Women's title, let alone.
Yeah, that's the problem with this match. There's so many people that could have been challenging for the titles.
Yeah, and then Natalya and Baszler. I mean, I don't even know what that's about. But
the fact that it feels like it's been changed, that match has been changed like every week.
Literally. Baszler's just another one of those now. We'll just keep throwing her in a tag team.
Yeah.
Don't know what to do with her. So, what a shame.
Well, Natalia getting a match of Mania again.
Yeah, I know. Alright, what's next?
We'll go for the main event of Johnny Knoxville versus Sami Zayn, and anything goes. Anything goes / Extreme Rules /
I think
Street Fight.
Knoxville's probably going to take some... maybe 1 or 2 bumps, but I don't think it'll take anything massive. Really.
It's going to be more to do with Jackass Crew itself.
Do you want those keys, mate?
Well,
Well, if they're all... Yeah, there's probably going to be a handful of them there, isn't there?
That's the reason why this is happening. The Jackass Crew's going to get involved.
But who wins, though?
I think Johnny Knoxville's going to win.
Yeah.
If it's anyone that could have done this, is Zayn.
Yeah, I know, man, I know, but you brought this up recently. Like, what was the idea of it now? Like, 'cause before with Rumble, at least, it was to promote Jackass Forever, but we're not promoting it now, still, are we? This is a different sort of thing.
If it was streamed on the Peacock network, but it's on a different network, that'd make a lot more sense.
Well, it's kind of, I don't know. I agree. I say John Knoxville. Don't get me wrong. I've enjoyed some of the stuff I've seen there, like the whole angle with Knoxville having Sami Zayn's number on that plane.
That was funny.
Yeah, I'm not going to slate it because again, it's WrestleMania and it's meant to be just a bit of fun.
Yes, it's wrestling.
Yeah, it's meant to be a bit of fun, but I don't know. It's Johnny Knoxville as well, I guess.
Who knows? This could lead to like a run for Knoxville.
But then run for Knoxville.
Yeah,
that's Kane, isn't it?
Well,
he's running for Knoxville. Or he was.
He still is.
He still is.
There's no talk about.
But then, does that mean that I'm picking both the celebrity, both the celebrities to win at Mania?
It's happened before.
Oh, it's going to happen again then, I guess, because that's my pick. What's next?
Well, going back before we go to that. Think of
who's next?
How many times has a celebrity not won a match? It's very rare.
Well, that is true. Yeah. Speaking of who's next, though, can you imagine? I know this is going back a bit, but can you imagine instead of Cody Rhodes, it's actually Goldberg?
Well, he's going to be there.
Goldberg versus Seth freaking Rollins.
Goldberg is doing the.
Goldberg might come out with Austin. Well, not with Austin, but he might come out for that segment.
Could.
They're buddies, aren't they?
I was going to say the Texas thing, but we'll see about that anyway.
We'll see.
But he's definitely there that weekend.
Yeah, but loads of people that weekend doesn't mean we're going to see them all. I mean, they're basically all there, though, for Mania, aren't they?
Now, this match could be the match of the weekend. It's Big Pat against Little Austin Theory.
Little Austin. I think Austin Theory.
He's got the McMahon.
Yeah, Austin Theory.
Do you know what I was thinking? This could be a heel turn for Michael Cole. Again.
I don't know.
It's one of those things where...
What, and have like Michael Cole love Austin Theory like he did The Miz?
Well, the fact Pat is talking and putting Michael Cole over so well as like the greatest of all time, which they kind of have to now because he's the only one still around.
Well, yeah, then they can't acknowledge JR.
No.
Maybe. Interesting. I like that take.
Maybe it's because, going back to 2K22, if you had a match with Joey Lawler at Mania, Michael Cole would go back to the heel persona.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Interesting, maybe. I'm saying Austin Theory regardless. Whatever type of finish it is.
I want Pat to win, so I go for Pat.
It'll be a screwy finish.
But once again, we're going by...
We've not seen SmackDown.
Yeah.
So,
because I don't think Pat had a match on, or didn't do anything on Raw, but Austin Theory beat Ricochet, so... not good luck for the IC title.
We'll see. No. Which we should probably take a moment now to say that both IC champion Ricochet and US champion Finn Balor, both in the same match, which is going to be the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, which is actually taking place on SmackDown, isn't it?
But I thought Ricochet was against Umberto Carrillo and Angel Garza in Triple Threat.
I thought that had been dropped.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. It was going to happen, and
I thought it had been dropped.
But yeah,
I guess there's times for them to add more. Yeah. You know, they probably still could add more.
And
but
I don't mind the fact that they're doing this again. That they did last year.
No.
Do you remember who won last year's Andre the Giant?
No, I don't actually.
Jey Uso.
I don't even remember it.
They did it on SmackDown. That's
Crazy.
Why.
Crazy.
Now this, no jokes aside, I am looking forward to Edge versus AJ Styles.
There's no way you don't want to see Edge versus AJ Styles. That's a dream match.
Yeah.
But especially now with Edge's new kind of persona, he's got the new music, he's got this kind of like that lighting. It's not like an Undertaker entrance, but it probably is going to be one of those like cool different entrances of the night.
Yeah.
You know, and AJ's AJ. But I think the match will be... I reckon the match could steal the show, but that's always the problem with these ones, is sometimes you can really, you know... That's sometimes how you disappoint yourself if it's not how you imagine it being. And I think this is going to be a bit of a slower paced match. I think they will take their time with this one.
Could do.
I think they will. I don't think we're talking like Last Man Standing or whatever it was, Falls Count or whatever it was for Edge and Orton, that one that went on for like 10 hours.
Oh, Last Man Standing?
Yeah. I don't think we're not going that long, but I do think this is going to be a longer one. I think it's going to be a slower one. It's not going to be all quick. I mean, both of these guys are in their 40s, right?
Yeah.
Actually, most of the guys during WrestleMania, I saw a fact somewhere on Twitter, most of like the main event like guys here for WrestleMania's night 1 and 2 are all like 35 plus.
Oh yeah, there's
crazy, isn't it?
Apart from the women, I don't think anyone really is under, and apart from Austin Theory, really under 30.
Mental. Who do you think takes this though? Other than the fans, because I think we're all going to win here.
I like to think this could be. Cause I was thinking about this. I'm thinking about AJ Styles at Mania earlier today, actually, and about his Mania record of match quality has been pretty good. This
is it though. I think realistically, his Mania record is, in terms of the guys he's actually gone up against, win, loss or draw. You know, he's taken on Taker at Mania, Jericho, New Day, Shane McMahon, Orton. And now Edge, like that's a who's who.
Which makes you go, fucking hell, he's been in WWE longer than you think.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think AJ wins.
I want AJ to win, but Edge.
It's a good time for Edge to win. Don't get me wrong. Like the character change makes that really fresh, but I think Edge wins. Edge doesn't lose anything by losing, does he? And AJ doesn't really. But
as long as it's a good match,
I just think Edge puts him over.
That feels bad to say, but as long as it's a good match, I don't care the result of wins or losses. But
do you know what? A lot of the time, you can say that about most matches, really. But it's one of those, like, you do invest in certain winners because you are supposed to as well.
Yeah, so it's different. It's different from going, because like when it was Shawn Michaels Undertaker at Mania 26. It was like, well, I don't want Taker to lose because they would lose the streak, but you don't want Michaels to lose because they would lose his career.
No, but that's the thing. But that's why those matches are just, they're a different level of special.
Yeah, we don't.
And Taker Mania matches always, like, it lost it after the loss to Lesnar because it just wasn't quite the same, like whether he wins or not. But as a fan, it's proper like, oh my god, Taker's he can't lose. You know, you don't really get that anymore.
And we never know how much longer we've got Edge for. So.
Well, that's the thing, but the guy, he looks great at the minute.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going anywhere anytime soon, so... I still say AJ, though. I'm sticking with AJ.
I think AJ will win it. But
it's going to be a great match.
And once again, we can't say, Alterbridge to perform Edge out, because
it's not going to happen, no. What about a winner-take-all, Ash?
What, Brock versus Roman?
The main event, two Paul Heyman guys going at each other. It's Ryback versus CM Punk. Winner takes all. Wait, what year is it? It's Roman Reigns, Universal Champion. He's going to be with Paul Heyman. Goes up against Lesnar. There's going to be some shithousery here, isn't there? There's always going to be some of that. There's going to be run-ins from the New Day. There'll be run-ins from the Usos. Paul Heyman, I guess, is going to...
I'm loving both Brock and Roman. I think Brock has been brilliant. It's weird because he looks like he's having fun for the first time
in his life. He does though. He does, and it translates better on screen, and it actually makes him work as a face. And letting Roman just be Roman and just be a cool heel has just completely revitalised him as well. This is actually the first time ever, and I'm not exaggerating, but the first time ever that I'm actually mildly interested in a Brock versus Roman match.
But you say the name Rock.
Well, Rock's going to be next year, isn't it?
Well, you say that. I've got a feeling. My pick is Roman. And the way Mania's going to end is The Rock comes out.
If The Rock comes out at the end of Mania to do a stare down with Roman,
to set up for next year,
then that's cool. I like that, but it's got we've got to do it at some point. I think Roman wins as well. I'm agreeing with that. Roman takes them both here.
It's funny. This is probably the first,
and that's why I think Roman's going to stay champion for the year.
And it's probably the first championship reign I can think of in my lifetime where I've not been bored of the champion.
For it to be such a long reign as well.
Because I got bored of Becky Lynch's reign because she was beating people and sometimes it felt like she shouldn't have won. But Roman's been the gimmick has been so good, and the involvement with Heyman and the Usos has just been brilliant. Yeah, once again, it's Lesnar and Roman at Mania, and their 31 was good. 34 fell asleep.
Thing is, though, 31 was good because of the finish.
But it was also a good match before that.
It was, but it was just it's hard. I think you're right. All the ones that came after that suffered more because people really did sour on Roman a lot more by that point. But equally, they were also sour on Brock. So it was kind of like you didn't really care either or. But now that we're actually enjoying something Brock's doing, we're enjoying something Roman's doing. It does make it. The only thing is, though, I think this really does have to be it. Like, we don't know more Brock and Roman after this.
Yeah.
We don't need any more Brock and Roman after this one. Let's close the door on it. Roman to getting the win here makes complete sense. I'm happy with it. I think they'll have a cool match. I think they'll go in there and beat snot out of each other. Cool, man. I'm up for that. They're two big boys.
They are teasing blood.
Well, they have done, haven't they?
And Brock got busted open at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
They mentioned when Roman got busted open at 34. This really is happening only because of Roman not making day one. I would love to know what the plan was for Mania. If it was meant to be this...
it's probably this all along, wasn't it?
But not as an undisputed title.
Oh, I don't know. The plan for that seemed to be... I mean, there were rumours going around about that like last year, end of last year.
So does this mean that the brand split's ending again?
Yeah, but this is what happens, isn't it, in wrestling? And in WWE, this is what happens. You know, like we just sort of go backwards and forwards. Like we have like a brand split, then we don't, then we do, then we don't.
Although the last brand split, the first brand split started with the Undisputed title.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Where they could show up in both shows, but
I guess we'll see. We'll see what they want to do.
I think that also they would have done the split if they'd done the unification for both the women's titles and the tag titles and that kind of stuff.
They probably only need the one world title at the moment.
Last thing I want to mention about the Mania weekend itself. Returns, debuts, apart from the obvious one that will...
What, Steve Blackman?
Yeah.
Funaki might show up.
Any joke ones? We've been a bit serious here with
debuts or returns.
Because obviously, like we're saying, Gable Stevens was rumoured to be against Omas. He could appear after the match.
Well, like I say, I mean, there's still all the possibility in the world that it's not Cody and they, someone else and they swerve you. But
because I'm thinking Bayley to return to interfere or attack Ronda Rousey, or
I don't really know because it's maybe because that's probably a way of WWE getting out of if Charlotte does win, which is again it's my prediction, but then if she does win it's got to be a screwy finish. So maybe I don't know. I can't really see though anywhere else where it looks like it would happen. I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens both nights of WrestleMania. We'll see what happens to Stand and Deliver, see what happens at Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor 15, and all the other wrestling that we've got this week. It is Wrestling Christmas, everybody, and we hope that you're having a good one.
Wrestling Hanukkah because it's Mad Days.
Well, okay, I mean...
Christmas is in one day.
Tomato, potato.